One of many reasons why understanding the creation and the fall of man is essential to understanding why we find suffering.
Because they lived in the world where there's no suffering, no pain.
No
and they
animals
have free will to choose.
Animals are peaceful. They weren't eating other animals.
They weren't dying.
Right?
Exactly. So the world that Alex is describing already existed, but we fell from that. And actually, even after they ate of the fruit, that world could have somewhat maintained itself. But in order to come back to God, you had to go through the fallen world that we're in now.
Okay, so maybe you can tell me why. Because right now what you're telling me is that it's illogical on the level of creating a square circle to create a system that a person can voluntarily choose to sort of exit the heavenly realm and go into in order to do whatever they need to do to get to God's ultimate
not to
potential
get to God, to become as He is.
Sure, to fulfill their full potential has to involve not just suffering, but the kind of suffering that we see on planet Earth. I'm asking why that's logically necessary.
A totally unjust world, okay? Because it is by passing through this realm that we have the experience of injustice that allows us to know what injustice is.
But why do we need to know what injustice is?
Because how else can you come to be like God? Kind of like the Adam and Eve story. There's the fruit of the tree of knowledge and good and evil.
I would make a slight adjustment to that, right? Sure. You have to go to the lowest kingdom. You have to give up everything in order to get everything. You can't, no risk it, no biscuit, right? When Adam and Eve ate of the fruit, I make the comment for non-LDS people, they went from a celestial to a terrestrial world, right? But they needed to, this is like a reverse logical conclusion. To go up is to go down, right? And so in order to go back up to a celestial world, you cannot go straight up to the celestial world from a terrestrial world. You actually have to go down. And you have to give up everything, like Jesus says. Jesus says you have to give everything up. You have to release everything. And it's only when you give up everything and choose God that you can come back to the celestial realm. So it's kind of like, you know what? I can either stay with 80% of my chips and be stuck at 80%, or you know what? I got to risk everything in order to have a chance to get to 100%. Oh yeah, wait, got a good little comment here. Okay. Water Bears, Malo, welcome. Olab is in Inglewood, California.